Hey, if you want variety in your gaming podcasts and a whole bunch of awesome people having a great time doing it, you can check out the SuperPod Podcast Network at superpodnetwork.com. This is where you can find Remember 64, our video and audio podcast, blogs, and also other shows such as A Novel Console, Fine Time, Gaming and Collecting, Press B to Cancel. You have the 3DO Experience, Retro Wildlands, SuperPod Saga, Pre-Order Bonus, and more. All of these shows are awesome, doing great stuff. Check it out, superpodnetwork.com.
Hey, what's up? Just in time to witness a miracle. Death and life, behold!
Welcome to Remember 64, where this week we're delivering the news not only in 3D, but with an evil tech giant at our backs. If that hits a little bit too close to home right now, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello again to returning listeners and viewers, and welcome if this is your first time joining us. Here on Remember 64, we are going to be discussing the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between on the Nintendo 64's library. My name is David Petrangelo, and I'm going to get you crazy people the news by any means necessary, as long as it's on a bike and partially on rails. And after I toss it at your crazy dog. Oh, wait, what's this? A Dr. Frankenstein is hatching some sort of evil plan? But why? Why? I really have no freaking idea. I hope you guys can tell me. Jiggy, look back with me once again, of course. How are you, sir?
Of course, I'm doing fantastic. You know, are Paperboy still a thing? Is that still a thing?
I was going to say.
I don't know. I remember this being like a plot in like every 90s sitcom ever. Like the son inevitably gets a job and it's like way too early and too much for them to handle. Like I've seen that in multiple sitcoms. And
but
it's
like, your first job. It's your first job.
That's why
it's
your
a big
first
deal.
job.
Yeah.
But is it still a job?
I will say that we do have a Paperboy in our area. Every Thursday.
Oh man.
Every Thursday I get the little
man.
Yeah, I get the little notification on my my ring thing on the front door, and I'm like, who is that at 4:00 on a Thursday? It's the kid from down the street.
Does he throw papers through your window or anything? Or like
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't have any reason to get mad at him. I don't have any reason to get mad at him. Looks like a nice kid. He's probably
you should hand him this game. You should just hand him this game out the window one day, or leave it in the mailbox and be like, "Here, this is for you. Up your game.
Up your game,
Literally.
buddy. Let's go. work on that arm. Let's go." Yeah, it's just a local paper that we have that has been around since we were kids, and yeah, every Thursday we get it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not super common. But yeah, in our area, at least we get them. Okay. And of course we have an awesome guest this time, fellow SuperPod Network, Press B to Cancel host, Jake. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back. Great to talk about a game that could be more retro when we're talking about paper delivery. I will say we also have a local paper on our neighborhood, and my daughter briefly was a paper girl. And then until they did not pay her, and then I got upset, and I said, "No, you're quitting. You don't need to take this kind of abuse from an employer.
Go,
you're
Dad.
on strike."
Hell yeah!
It was pretty bad. Yeah, so I kind of ruined her first job, but to be fair, they weren't paying her, so it's okay.
That's fine. That's not a job if you're not being.
Yeah, that's
paid.
not a job. That's being volunteered.
Yeah,
You know?
voluntold, like you are in
Voluntold,
class
yeah.
all the time. Voluntold, yeah. And if you haven't guessed, everybody, yes, we are talking about Paperboy. We are talking about. I thought it was like Paperboy 64 or something. Nope, it's just
That's what I thought.
Paperboy. Well, when you look it up, it just says Paperboy, and on the box it says Paperboy. On the menu it says. It's really what they did was they 3Dified the original. That was the idea of this from the beginning. So, if you know the quote unquote stages or maps or whatever you want to call them from the original, they're somewhat replicated here. Some of them, at least, especially the first stage, at least is. So, and they have a little bit more fun with it, but we'll get into that and all the details of it. But Paperboy is, I think when you say that, you sort of automatically think of the original, NES or the Super Nintendo had a version. There's tons of versions of a Paperboy game. I automatically just assumed that it didn't exist in 3D. Honestly, I thought it was just the original one. I think there's like a version on your phone or something. Like there's been a lot of iterations of it, but it's not, really much of a franchise that has lived on for too long or very consistently, because maybe it's because of what we've already discussed. The fact that it's not really a thing anymore, but maybe that's the reason why it should come back. Jiggy, I think you got kind of excited when we were thinking we were going to play this. What's your experience with this game? Because I will say right now, I had none until a couple weeks ago.
This is one of those like weird games I had in my pile growing up.
Of course you did.
I remember loving it. I remember having so much fun with it because it's just silly. You just go around and it's got a very arcadey kind of feel to it. You go in, you just play for your high score, you keep going, but then it throws nonsense at you like you said, Frankenstein's monster and like an evil scientist, and it gets weirder and weirder as you go, and it just makes no sense. And I just always had fun with it. Going off ramps and stuff on the bike, like you time it, you go flying. It was just cool.
Just a good time. It's just a good time. Yeah. Oh no, an ad's playing on the video. What else is new? Jake, actually Jiggy, you know what? Did you have any experience playing like the older ones growing up or anything? Or was it just this was the one like was this Paperboy to you growing up kind of thing?
Yes and no. It's the only one I played, but I had seen, I think it was on NES actually.
Yeah.
I think that's where most seen the original one, but I don't think I correlated that this was like that,
right?
But I definitely had seen it. Like I visually can picture it.
Yeah. Well, as a kid, it's you're not always paying attention to that kind of stuff, anyways, right? You're just like, oh, it's just
Can I also say, I've never really thought about it, but how awesome is it that you have a console that the name of the console they just brand every game like. We were shocked that this is not Paperboy 64 and it's just Paperboy.
Yeah.
But in our mind, it was still Paperboy 64.
100%. Yeah, it has to be.
Well, because you have Super Mario, Super Star Wars on Super Nintendo, right? That's kind of like the tradition they were doing for a while. So I can see why they're doing it on the N64. They kind of dropped that with the Wii, I guess, though, or the GameCube.
Oh, GameCube, I guess, because there's every once in a while there's a Super this or there's a whatever, but it's really just I feel like they're just playing on nostalgia when they do those things nowadays, or at least after the Super Nintendo and stuff. But
oh man, they could have made everything cubed, everything cubed,
everything cubed.
Super Mario Cube,
Cube Mario. Actually, it kind of reminds me because Jake, last time you were on, we talked about Superman, and that's always a Superman 64. I think that's what a lot of people would just assume it's called. And no, it was the New Adventures of Superman or whatever. It's like based on the cartoon and stuff. But again, it feels like if it's that single word title, it should have a 64 there for some reason. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Anyways, what about you, Jake? Right. What was your experience with Paperboy just in general?
Oh, the original I, of course, played on the NES. Okay. I think there was an arcade game of this. Wasn't there an arcade version of this? I remember playing that, but I mostly remember playing the NES version. The N64 version, the first time I played it was, I believe it was last year for Press B. And I'm going to tell you right now, in that episode, I bashed it quite a bit. I don't think I gave the game an honest chance, because playing it again for your show, I've kind of come around on some of the gameplay. I agree, it's definitely arcadey. I don't feel it's, if you put aside the original NES version, forget that exists. Take this at face value as its own game, and I think I enjoyed it quite a bit more than I thought I would, especially when I got further into the game and you come across Frankenstein and some other stuff we'll talk about. It's definitely a game that you have to give some time to.
Yeah, I think so, because it seems like it's pretty, for me at least. So I streamed a couple hours of it when that was the first time I played it. That was the first time I ever booted up this game. That was about a couple of weeks ago now as of this recording. And I was like, oh, this is very like on rails. You know, I just started off with the simple difficulty and wanted to get used to it and stuff, and did 4 or 5 stages, however many there are before you get to the bonus stuff. I went through all of them. I'm pretty sure I went through a few of them, and I was like, oh, it's weird that I can't like go back and cut across here and there. And Jiggy was like, you hopped in the chat and you're like, wait, I don't understand. I remember like going in the middle of the stages and doing all this thing. And for me, the on rails thing was like, oh, but that's what Paperboy is to me, because that's what the original 2 are on NES and Super Nintendo and the ones that I've had experience with. So I was like, okay, I guess that's fine, but I don't understand why I'm not able to move around. And then when you go to the medium difficulty, then you really start playing the game. And I think I enjoyed the fact that you can kind of go to other places and do a little bit more and things like that. But I don't know if it fully clicked with me. I don't know. I'm going to have to like sort of sift through my feelings a bit as we talk about it. But Jiggy, you loved this game growing up. You had obviously had the experience with it and stuff. Like, is it the jumps? Is it the fact that it's just sort of quirky? Like, what's the deal? Like, what's the big plus for you when you're playing this?
First, I need to say that when you were playing it, I don't think I ever played it on easy mode because I never had that experience of being on rails. And when you did that, I was like, am I just like making this entire game up in my head because it played completely different? And no, I was not. So I was glad to learn that.
I'm glad it made you feel better. I'm glad.
Well, it's kind of cool that they have that sort of callback and like that's the easy mode, which I guess makes sense if it's more on rails, more traditional Paperboy.
Yeah.
But riding around in 3D, I think the absurdity, like right now, there's a bonus level playing in the stream that's like you're racing around the streets with tornadoes coming at you, and the tornadoes have faces on them. Like the absurdity of the things that are happening around you, and it's a game about a boy on a bicycle delivering newspapers. Like, I love that. It's got a level of charm. Even the menu that's like that pseudo like 3D, like it's great.
I like these sort of art rendition things too for all the stages. I like those. Those are cool.
Got a lot of style, and the game graphically does not like look that appealing, but it's got this like charm to it that makes me like it. I also really like the mechanic of if you throw a newspaper and you're accurate with it, you can you can drop it in a mailbox from like way far away, and it'll like gauge your score and like measure like 36-foot shot, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that to me gives me motivation to improve and just like keep improving my score, at least as I'm playing through the levels. It's also one of those games that I feel is really satisfying too. I play a level and I will keep replaying the level and like getting the coins to unlock the bonuses, get the high score, get all the mailboxes, and just keep like progressing through that way. Like it almost has this nice structure of just complete everything in the first world, move to the second world, complete everything, move to the third world, and that's how maybe that's the DK64 fan in me, but that's just how I do games. I like to complete everything.
You want to go back and perfect it, right? Like that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of elements. The arcadey elements, just you can pop in. You can play it for a bit, finish a world or whatever. It's just very segmented, very easy to balance. And then the silliness. And, like, I feel like every time I play this game, I'm just like, oh, I forgot about that power-up. Oh, I forgot I could do this. Oh, I forgot. Oh, you can time your, like, jumps off of ramps and just go flying. Like, it's silly. That's the only way I can describe it. It's silly, and it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does have that personality, right? And that actually goes a long way. At least for me, it made a big difference because I don't know, gameplay wise, it's fine.
There's not much to it.
It's fine.
There's not much to it. It's pretty basic.
Yeah, it's okay to be simple, but I don't know. I think there's small decisions in it for me that were like, some of it's based on how they sort of tally you're going back and perfecting things, for example. So it's like, oh, you have 6 houses to throw the newspapers at, and the ones that are colored, the ones that are lit up essentially, are the ones that you need to hit in order to sort of quote unquote finish the stage and move on to the next one. Great, no problem. I can do that, whether it's on rails or whether it lets you sort of loop around and stuff in the higher difficulties. Okay, sure, I'll make sure that happens. But then it doesn't really tell you that you need to also toss the papers at the other houses as well that aren't marked in the same way, because you need to get those to also progress to like the bonus stages. I think it is. You have to deliver. Yeah. Dude,
You just have to break certain things, right?
well,
Like,
the
I
coins.
know you.
Maybe the coins get
Okay.
you to
The coins
bonus-
get you to the bonus levels,
the bonus.
and
Right.
I mean, it could be like you have to interact with the house or something.
Well, yeah, you see how it says like 6 of 19, 8 of 20, like things like that, like those.
Right.
That there's 19 houses in that entire level. If you get all of them, you get points for getting all of them. Whatever it awards you for that. So there's more than just the ones that it marks. And when you go back in
Right.
the higher difficulties, there's more houses to throw it to. Anyways,
Well-
little things like that. I was like, what? Why? Just tell me I need to deliver to all the houses. Like,
What it
it's
does,
fine, but
yeah, it is weird that it doesn't do it in like one sitting.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what it does, it's like you play the world or you play the level. It starts out with 6 mailboxes,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you go back to that level again, it just goes to a slightly harder difficulty,
Yes.
and then it gives you like, I don't know, 12
And
12
a few
houses
more.
to deliver to, and it totals out at whatever the total for each neighborhood is.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess my thing was like why isn't it available from the start? And whatever you get, and those are the points you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but it does add the replayability, like you're saying. You go back and you try and do better, and do it faster, or, points and whatever. So there's something to that, I guess.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, well, I have enough time. Why don't I just loop back around or explore a little bit more? But then it just cuts the level off on you. And that's the part I think that I didn't like, was that it just
The
stops
timer.
the stage. It was like, but there's more I know there's more to explore and there's more to do. Why don't I just do it? Say I completed it. Say I got the coins. I got the 6 out of 6. Let me just mess around for the extra minute that I have. I don't know. I thought that would have been a kind of a fun idea, and sort of like a quote unquote open world-ish type of approach where it just lets you exit when you want to exit, kind of thing. So I don't know. That's just maybe it's a minor gripe. Maybe it's just not the point of the game, and I was just sort of missing that. But yeah, I don't know. Jake, what do you think?
It's a twist from the original. I think they're trying to call back to the original game where obviously you only had, I think, one level in the original, and you started off with limited houses on your street that you had subscriptions for and you had to deliver to. I always found it difficult to know which ones I had to deliver to. I thought there was some
I
memorization
remember
involved
that
there.
too.
But in this one, the doors are bright green. You can't miss it, which I appreciate. And then, but the original, it was like days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes,
And as you went through the days of the week, the better you did, the more houses you had to deliver to. The worse you did, you would lose subscribers and lose houses, and then you could die from that.
See,
You don't lose
I like
subscribers
that.
ever.
Yeah.
It's neat, but could be very frustrating. Whereas this one,
Yeah.
you only get better. And you're right. The ultimate end game of each world is to explore and find the secrets. And
Yeah.
I don't think they're very upfront on that being the thing to do. Like when I first was going through, I was powering through, working on my aim, trying to get on all the houses, and then I stumbled across a couple of the coins, and that's when I realized, oh, you really want to take those extra papers and break everything. Throw a paper at every dog, break every window, hit the barbecues, hit the lawnmowers, the whole 9 yards. And that was not something that was in the original. The original had hazards, and you'd always try and avoid them, but they didn't have secrets. And I kind of like the secrets.
Or it
in
was
that.
like a
Yes.
dog would come out or whatever it is, and it would like
Yeah.
stop them in their tracks when you threw a paper at them, so you wouldn't run into it. That was kind of the idea. Which I guess some of the stuff does that here too, right? But that was the point of that mechanic. Whereas here, yeah, the exploration. I mean, it's in 3D. Just let's go a little bit.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. I get it. It's a kid on a bike with newspapers, but you can have this bonus stage like this one and do a bunch of tricks and stuff. That's fun.
Yeah.
I-
And the power-ups.
And the power-ups, yeah. So the power-ups, I also had, I mean, again, this maybe was one of those games where like, oh, I should have grabbed the manual or checked it, I had no idea there were power-ups. I didn't know what they did. I thought there were points. I didn't know what I was doing. One of them looked like a rocket. I was like, oh, that probably means I can go faster. That's the only one I understood. Jiggy, I think I remember when I was streaming it, you were like, oh, I think that's your health. Some of that stuff you're picking up. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I picking up? I didn't even know I had health. Like, I had no idea.
To be fair, we were like trying to discern if that actually was health, and I'm
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
every time you got hit, I would watch that meter, and I like kept track of it, and I'm like, yes,
Yes.
he is getting hurt.
Yes,
It
question
was
mark?
like hard. Yeah, I don't know. Some of those power ups are really cool though. Like the spring power up is a favorite of mine. It just launches you into the air. There's like an earth. it's like a globe with like an explosion around it, and you basically like jump into the air and do like a big slam, and it makes like a shockwave explosion that can like
I
blow up
did
stuff around you.
not get
I
that
didn't
at
get
all.
that at all.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's
Where?
pretty cool.
Okay.
Specifically if you go into the RV level,
Okay.
there's like a dumpster you can blow up, and then that power up is there. I don't know if I found it in any other level, but I saw it in that one, and I was like, "Whoa, that was awesome."
Maybe it's just one of
Oh.
those ones where it's like a one and done
Maybe.
type thing.
I'll be honest, I
Possibly.
hate the RV level because it's the only level that I played where I felt like there were so many hazards, and you have such a limited view of around you. Basically, the cars. It was basically the cars.
Yeah.
If you're on the road, you turn and then there's a car and it smacks you. And I remember just like getting knocked down like 3 times in a row, just trying to like get out of the road. What, this sucks.
Yeah, it ruins your momentum. It's fun to kind of just like keep things rolling and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a single power up outside of the tutorial level. I remember the spring power up in the tutorial, and that was fun to use.
Yeah.
I don't think I got anything else outside of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, the jetpack one is in a couple of the bonus stages. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, yeah.
there's a few stages that had that one. I think that was probably the most common one, which makes sense because it just gives you some speed or whatever, right? But it's fun to have those. I wish maybe they were a little bit like, I feel like things get like, especially with the speed one and maybe with the spring one. I didn't only use it a couple times, but that things feel so unwieldy. I feel like you control very janky, like it's very, very tight the way he controls on the bike. So you're taking a turn at a higher speed and you are just all over the place. Like I felt like I just lost control, and it's cool. It's a cool idea, but I think the execution of it felt too unwieldy for me in order to like rely on it, unless it was like a clear level, like a bonus stage where it just wants you to go fast and get from A to B kind of thing. But I don't know.
There's a whole trick system in this game, and I don't think I used it again outside the tutorial. Like, it's neat that it's there, but I didn't find a use for using the tricks.
A couple bonus levels. It's really not
That's it.
It's not something they use, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just something you can do. But then again, I think of like Spider-Man on PS5 or whatever. It's like,
That's fair.
There's a trick system in that, and you don't really need it.
That's true. It gives you like a very, very tiny amount of like whatever it gives you. I can't even remember.
Just give you that extra little flair, something to do if you're in the air.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. That rhymed. That was cool.
Intentional.
So I have no
Totally
idea.
planned.
That was 100% planned. 100%. I'm not feeling well, and somehow that clicked with me immediately when you said that. It's the haze of the sinus cold, everybody. One of the things I do like though is right now we're watching a level that is based on this sort of Frankenstein type thing, and it's it's themed around that. I guess there's a story to be had here. At least it gets you to go to different areas and do different things. At least is there a story? I don't know, but at least they're like trying to create this extra thing. It's never really talked about. I don't know if you need to like read the manual in order to understand, but like, why is this big-headed guy creating a Frankenstein that you have to shut off? And I don't
I didn't look at the manual. That's something I totally would do, so I'm totally gonna do that in just a little bit. But I know that guy, the mad scientist, Dr. Tesla, I think that's his name. Appropriate. He and appropriate with your comment, with your intro. I was like, I don't know if you planned that.
It works on multiple levels, sir.
I was like, whoa.
I'm smarter than the guy with a giant head. How about that in this video game? How about that?
Well, that guy also comes back after you beat Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And he comes back and his brain is put inside a giant gorilla. And then I can't remember if there's any other bosses. I don't know. There's an alien.
There's an alien boss, and I want to say it's a brain in a jar. I wonder if it's the same dude.
I think it's an actual alien though, and it is in a jar. It's like a shielded thing.
Yeah.
But it's like an alien with a big eye.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually looking at the. I'm looking at the manual right now. There's nothing.
We're talking about Paperboy, and we're talking about Paperboy, and there's giant gorillas, Frankenstein monsters, and aliens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's hard not to love that, right?
That's true. That's at least there's that. Yeah.
This game is absurd, and I love it. I'm here for it. It's simple, but it's like you can't. If you describe this to someone, they'd be like, "Are you high? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Wait, you're delivering papers? Like, what are you taught? What? No.
You're collecting brains on the street? What is this game? You're shooting aliens with papers? What is this? It is definitely out there as a game. And that is the part where when I first played this, I think I bounced after the Canadian level with the moose. I think I stopped there, and I really should have kept going because there's a lot of stages, a surprising amount of stages in this game, and they only get wackier as you go.
Yeah. Like at first, it looks like there's not much, but there is more. You're right. Yeah. I'm looking through the manual right now. I found it. It talks about Tesla Town. It talks about Dr. Tesla's castle, but it doesn't explain who this guy is or why. Like, there's no like page that says here's the characters. This is what the option menu does. There's secret codes in this apparently.
Yes, I actually used a few.
They're showing you subscriber house and non-subscriber house. So the colored houses and the black and white ones. You know, the HUD, things like that. Like that's pretty much it. It doesn't actually explain what the dealio is. So I don't know. Maybe we got to find it in Nintendo Power and they'll explain it. I don't really know.
The deep lore for Dr. Tesla is that he really likes Marmaduke, and when the local paper cut out Marmaduke, he got upset and he turned evil.
Are you kidding?
That's really all it is.
The only funny comic, clearly. The only funny comic. He's so upset. Yeah. So anyway, they're at least like as stupid or ridiculous, whatever you want to call it, as it is. At least you're doing something different. You know, at least there's some variety there. Like it doesn't, like we said, it's having fun. At least it's going a little bit crazy with it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that part of it. Maybe they could have gone further, I think is my thing. It's like, oh, this is fun. This is variety. This is interesting. Why can't I have like, I'm in a castle. Why can't I go, I don't know. Like we know what we need. Paperboy Lost in Time. What's the Ninja Turtles game?
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time. Paperboy in Time. We need Paperboy in Time. That's what we need. That would be fun.
You know, I think a good mechanic that this game should have too is allowing you, having different vehicles would be cool, or like a different method of transport. That'd be sweet. I'd love the option to get off
like
an
bike. X scooter from 1995, like one of those,
or skateboard or something.
Yeah, just roller skates. Like, let's think of a couple different options. Yeah, that would be cool. But I think if you got off the bike, like if you had that mechanic where you could get off the bike or knocked off the bike, it would add a few things. Like I was just looking at that boss level, fighting Frankenstein, and it's a small area. You have the bike, and to Dave's point, it's not that the game controls bad. I don't think it controls bad, but it constantly puts you in these situations where there's a lot of tight corners and you got to move, and the bike moves fairly quickly, and it's like fairly responsive. So you just imagine like going your full send in a direction, and then you got to quickly turn right, and then the camera like catches up to it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It works, but it's a little jank sometimes depending on the level design.
Yeah, I think so. Like we've seen especially worse, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And especially for that level, the boss stage too, where you have to hit those machines that the doctor turns on.
Yeah.
You have to break the machines while avoiding Frankenstein. But it's a small space, but you're trying to maneuver in a tight circle, but also aim your papers at the machines and not miss them. Because if you miss one, I think he turns it back on again and it delays how long it takes to beat the boss. So it's definitely, it's not bad. It's just clunky. That's all. And there are many games that are clunky on the N64.
I think part of it too is that the issue is that like you're directing the bike and also throwing with pretty much the exact same control.
Yeah. So
it's hard to do, I guess, because just the way that there's one joystick. You can't have a quote unquote, a dual joystick experience with this, but like maybe there was another way to do it where you could just sort of switch your direction a little bit with the C buttons or something, unless I missed something like that. But I'm pretty sure you're just aiming with the joystick while also controlling the direction of your bike, and it just you're sort of playing two systems at once, and that doesn't really mesh that well. When I don't know, I feel there's got to be another option, but I could just be overthinking it.
It works well when you're on those more like traditional stages of like you're on the road throwing to the left or right, and you can kind of maneuver around that. I think it works well there, but it's just any application that requires you to turn in a small vicinity just gets a little frustrating to aim and things. So I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I don't feel like it's great or bad. It's just fine.
Yeah.
I was good at throwing papers in mailboxes though. Like I said, I mean, let's do it.
Yeah,
Every
Jake,
time it popped
you
up,
were
it said
saying,
perfect.
yeah, you were saying before. Well, both of you guys were really, but like, sort of getting better at this game is like a big thing. Did you like you found that you were sort of perfecting your approach and stuff like that with the levels?
Yeah, it's rare that I want to go back to a stage and kind of get a better time. But I kind of think the motivator was to get the secrets. So going back and doing it faster and then having time left over to find secrets was interesting.
Yeah.
Like you, I started on easy just to get a feel for the stages. And I didn't realize at first that you can unlock free roam on a hard difficulty. So what I would do is I would deliver the papers perfect on the first run and then pedal faster to get looped around. And then I would find secrets. And then once I realized if I played on medium or whatever it was, suddenly I can go wherever I wanted. It was almost
I didn't understand
game.
that at all. I was so confused.
It's strange. Like one of the benefits of this game is that it is more wide open in that you can go from left to right side of the streets. So making you have it on rails is an interesting way of doing it. I understand why they did that, but it's almost better if you play on the regular difficulty and not go easy.
Yeah, and it's not super difficult, like even for kids, like if they were playing it or us when we were younger or something. I feel like you know, it would be it's like not that you would get perfect in everything or whatever, I would say, if you weren't like quite honing your skills with it and stuff, but like I think there's obstacles and there's difficulty to it, but like I think you could make your way around as a less experienced gamer and figure it out.
Yeah.
But also, like, isn't that the whole point of games from this generation, is to just like, one of the reasons why they would make a game like this is, oh, this is a classically 2D top-down game. We're going to make it 3D. Okay. Yep. Experience the world in 3D. So just make that from the beginning.
64
and with that in mind, I don't expect it to be a lot of levels. Like usually from that era, when they do something like this, there's usually a handful of levels, or it's very repetitive. I think this is a Williams game, right? I think.
Midway.
Did they did Robotron as well for the N64? I think. I got a lot of similar vibes from
Robotron also. Yeah.
Funny enough,
Midway
I think
as well.
Dave, didn't I convince you to play Robotron?
Yes, on
like
the same stream. First time I played it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this game? It's amazing."
It's amazing, but it's also very like it's also when I think of taking a classic game and reimagining it for the N64, I think of Robotron because it's nothing. There's not a whole lot to it, but it's done well. And I thought Paperboy would be similar in that it's not a whole lot to it. It's just taking the classic 2D game and making it 3D. But there's a lot of levels here, and I didn't realize that until I used the cheat code because I only have so much time in a week. I used a cheat code to unlock all the stages, and I was able to go through all the different stages to see what there was. And when I realized how many stages there are, my mind was kind of blown to the point where I kind of wish they foreshadowed how much there is in the game, because at first glance you're like, oh, 1 or 2 worlds, maybe get a better time, bonus stages. I didn't think there was that much content in the cart, because I've been used to that before, where you rent a game for the N64 and you not get ripped off, but there isn't a whole lot to do on a cartridge. That's not the case for here. There's actually quite a bit of stuff in this cart.
Yeah, and I think that was my thing too. My initial feeling when I played it on stream, and I played it again a couple days later, was like on that stream I was like, oh, I think I got the gist of this game. I played it for a couple hours, which some of it was just figuring it out, some of it was talking, some of it, whatever, right? So it wasn't like set down and hone in for 2 hours straight, but I was like, okay, I get it. There's bonus stages. I'm sure I know I haven't unlocked everything. I didn't get perfect on this and get all the unlock, whatever. But then when I went back, I was like, oh yeah, like exactly what you're saying. There is more to this, because I thought the exact same thing. I thought, oh, this is one of those games that if you rented it and you played it for a couple days, that's all you needed. You didn't have to go to the store and spend $60 or 70 or whatever. You wouldn't really need to. I still kind of feel that way, but also, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't as egregious as I thought it was initially. So the more you play, the more you get out of it, and the more quirky it gets, which is exactly what Jiggy keeps saying about why he loved it so much back then. I think that makes a huge difference because the incentive, for me at least, eventually wasn't just like, oh, I just want to play this more and more and more. It was, what other crazy shit can I do in this?
Yes.
Like, what other weird shit is going to go on, instead of just like, we're looking at it like a construction site. Okay, construction site's cool and all, but get me to that gorilla, get me back to the Tesla town thing. Like, do those types of things, which at least they let you do more of it. At least it does come back in some ways, but which is why I also had that idea of like a feeling of, oh, I just wish it was just this or more of just this, Paperboy in time, make it happen. That's kind of why I felt that way. I still think it. Yeah.
To quote my 5-year-old nephew, playing this game, you go, "What is happening?"
Did you show him this?
Oh, I'm going to.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I went down a rabbit hole while you guys were talking for a minute because
I like it.
Now that I learned that Robotron 64 was made by Midway as well, because I don't think I connected 2 and 2 together. The main protagonist in Robotron 64 looks an awful lot like Dr. Tesla from this game.
You're right.
And so I had to look up and I'm like, do we know anything about this Robotron guy? So I couldn't find anything, but I feel like there's a connection there.
When we cover that game, which people have sent messages to me about that, I'd be like, when are you going to cover that? That's one of those ones that people want to see us talk about. I guess I had very little experience, even knowing Robotron, the initial, like the first one was, but people have some love for those games. So that's going to be one that's on the list, like everything else is, but it seems like there's more love for that than I would have even expected. So,
yeah, I was surprised people loved it too. It was like, I always had that in my collection growing up and no one ever talked about it ever. And every time I brought it up, people are like, what's that?
Yeah, I would have said, what's that? I just recognized the box art, which never really tells you anything most of the time. So, unless it's Paperboy.
Speaking of box art.
Yeah.
So I said, and I'm not bashing Paperboy. I actually do like the game. But man, does that box art look nothing like this game? When you compare the box art protagonist with the face of the weird, almost like crayon drawing mouth on the 3D model.
Yep.
The hell are they doing?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, it's like old movies or video games, like especially the old like Atari games and stuff. They had these artistic renditions of everything because they had to. And those artists that did that work, especially on Atari, I think it's kind of known for that, are pretty freaking cool. They're great. Like, those are pieces of art. This is kind of trying to do that, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, but the thing is, like, what he's wearing doesn't even match, like, color-wise. Like, true. It's completely different. Like, the boy's wearing a red shirt, red shirt, blue cap, I think. Yeah. He's wearing a striped helmet in the art and a yellow shirt and blue shorts. I mean, it's like, it almost reminds me of, like, Mega Man. How in like 100%. North America, they're just like, oh, like just make some art for this. And they didn't understand.
Oh yeah, the Mega Man ones. Yeah.
Totally different.
Just give him a gun for no reason. Yeah.
We're making a game about a Paperboy and there's a bald guy with goggles and a vicious dog and like, make something. Okay.
Sure. Go for it. Like I don't know. It's fun, I guess. But like, is the kid even in the game? Is the kid even wearing a helmet? No, he's wearing a hat.
No, he's wearing a hat.
Wearing a hat. Like,
no.
Like, I wrote this down. We were talking about the way the game looks and stuff. I wrote this down as a thing too. Hold on. Jake, you'll probably get this. I doubt you know what this is, Jiggy, based on, I think it's a Canadian show. And also it was probably before your time, but the mix of the box art and the way the actual game looks reminds me of the cartoon from the mid to late 90s, I think it was, called Stickin' Around. Do you remember that, Jake? That show?
Vaguely, yes, I do remember that. Especially with the way the face is designed. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm gonna find it, sticking around to show you guys in the meantime, and that's what it reminded me of. Like, it kind of like
It does. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, but I think the charm in like this 2D hand drawn semi stick figure type thing looks better, whereas it looks like he has stick arms in the game, but is not supposed to.
Yeah. This is full send into that, and Paperboy is just like, well, we didn't know how to model.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It feels like they don't. It feels like it was a budget title in terms of the graphics, but I got to remind myself that the N64, not every game was like, Turok 64. Not every game looked as nice as Mario 64.
Yeah.
There were in between ones, right? But I do feel like they could have done a little bit more detail on these character models, especially the environments are great. I think are awesome. But the guys that the angry old man who walks along the street, like, you don't even see his face. There's no details on his face.
The
dog is
no
barely
detail on that
recognizable
stuff at all. Yeah.
Like the car looks like something Homer Simpson drives. That's fine. But I dig the tornadoes. Those are really cool. Like, there's a lot of great models there, but some of the NPCs I think are a little bit under detailed, and I think that's a disservice. They could have done more there.
Yeah. Also reminds me too, I pulled up the one commercial that I could find for this game. One commercial. First, let me know if you guys can hear this. Could you guys hear that? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
The game, yeah.
Now, we're going to go to the commercial. It's weird. Wait, please, I hope people are watching this, because if you haven't seen the commercial, the beginning, in my opinion, is fucked up. And then it kind of gets like, okay, I get it. And then it's scary at the end. So
Scary.
No! Bad dog! Bad dog! No!
oh, come on. A commercial for our commercial.
Oh no! Oh no!
Commercials are
Scary,
scary.
scary.
The horrors of advertising.
This lady's about to beat the shit out of this dog.
You are gonna get it!
Paperboy is back.
Oh,
delivering
wow.
Justice.
Who's that
With
guy?
25 neighborhoods, 3D
Wait
environments,
a
and all new
freaking second.
Yeah. Hold on. I will
That
pause.
model.
Paperboy.
That model
Oh, wow.
is totally different. We have a third model.
But he's wearing a blue hat at least. He's more
He looks
similar
like-
to the game.
He
than
looks
the
like
box
a
art is.
combination between the box art and the actual game.
Yes.
He's the in
Yeah.
between. He's the link.
Is
missing
that what it's
link.
supposed to be? The missing link of Paperboy?
Oh
This
man,
was a
that
guy.
is
So
disturbing,
the
though.
guy on the box art had the first job. This guy's the second job, and then the third job that perfected it was the guy that you play in the game. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He looked at the 3D model and said, "We can't do this on the N64. No. We got to strip it down."
This is like this guy looks like. Please watch our video or look up the commercial. I get it. It's the mid-ish 90s. It's not great the way these are, but it looks like very early. If you ever watch really early Pixar shorts from like 92,
Yes.
1990, this looks like it's 5 years dated, even though this is, I think, 97 when this commercial was out or something. Like
You want to know what it looks like?
Reboot.
Johnny Quasar.
Johnny, I don't even know what the hell Johnny Quasar is. Should I know what
Yeah,
that
I didn't think anyone did. So
Do you know what reboot is? Jake said reboot. Do you know what reboot is?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Very
another
Canadian show.
Another Canadian show that is so genius. All CG, all early 90s, mid 90s CG stuff where there's characters that live inside a computer. And every time the person plays a video game, the characters that live in the computer need to play that game within it. And then there's viruses and there's like, yeah, it's such a cool idea.
Sounds kind of like Code Lyoko, a little bit.
Sure. I don't know.
It's like one of the
This also
first,
looks
if
like-
not the first, CGI TV show, and it was pretty revolutionary. Like
Okay.
when I look at American shows around that time, I think the first one I saw that was American was the Donkey Kong CGI nightmare.
Yeah.
This looks a lot better than that, but definitely reminds me of this Paperboy model for sure.
Gotta get it back, gotta take it back, give it back. Great song.
Such a weird thing.
By the way,
and-
Johnny Quasar was the prototype of Jimmy Neutron. Just to like,
Oh, that show I know.
I know.
yeah,
Jimmy-
but it's
Jimmy
before
Neutron.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Neutron. It's before Jimmy Neutron looked good. And if you think Jimmy Neutron doesn't look good, go look up Johnny Quasar.
I will look it up right now.
It's a different time.
Johnny Quasar?
Quasar.
1995 and 97. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, maybe that's Dr. Tesla's son.
Oh, further connection down the rabbit hole.
The connection gets deeper.
Building that lore, brick by brick.
We are doing a better job than this game did. Just by accident. While we're at it, since I got the sound pulled up, let's listen to some of the game. Oh, also, I want to listen to where's the intro is fun. I like the intro.
Great music.
Right on time.
See, like, I appreciate the tree, the sun, the spiral designs. Like, I get the aesthetic. I like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good. It's like an artistic choice to have the windows and the houses kind of be all off a little bit. The sun to have that swirl, like you said. That's like a hand drawn style that they put into a 3D game and rendered it in this way. I like that. I agree. I think that's a good thing. You know what that actually just reminded me of, Jiggy? I was listening to that a couple days ago, the intro, which is why I wanted to choose to play it because I like the music too. I thought it was great. It reminds me of the music that we touted that we really liked in Rocket Robot on Wheels that we played last year.
Yes, it does sound like Rocket Robot on Wheels. You're right.
Which has great music, great sort of like quirky jazzy tunes and stuff, and sounds very similar, at least in the intro. The rest of the game it's so, but the intro sounds just like that. And I was like, oh man, that game is good.
Is that a real game name, or are you just making that up?
No. We did. No.
Rocket on Wheels? What?
Rocket.
You don't know.
Yeah,
it was made by Sucker Punch.
Yep.
Oh, really?
On the N64. Yep. It is a platformer about a robot that has basically a unicycle.
Yeah, it's basically a unicycle.
It's very physics based, and it's pretty fun.
It's a very good example of early physics in 3D in this generation. Like it's obviously not perfect. That's fine. It's early and stuff, but for the most part, I think we thought that it did a pretty damn good job. Like,
yeah, it's solid.
Yeah. It's 100% worth playing. Like it's good. It's not a small game either, which was great. But we have a full episode on it. Bill from Gaming and Collecting came on, and 3DO Experience. Like, he came on, and I thought of him initially. The game came up, and I was like, Bill, I think you said you really liked this game, right? And he goes, oh yeah, we're finding a time to talk about this and play this. I was like, all right, great, let's do it. So that was the first time I played that game too. But anyways, this also has some physics, not quite as good as Rocket Robot on Wheels, though. Not quite the same.
This is cartoon physics.
Yeah, it's cartoon, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. So, overall, I think, this is probably not a game that, let's say, maybe when you were younger, like when you had a Jiggy and stuff, it'd be like, okay, you can get a lot out of this. I think it's got some depth there and stuff. Yeah. I think ultimately, though, if you're going to go out and search to play this game, I think, I don't know how much it goes for out there to like buy it physically and stuff.
I'm sure it's cheap.
It's probably cheap, and that's fine.
That's fine.
I
think my dad got this back in the day for like $10 or something from like a sale, and it was just one of those that was like in a bin. He's like, well, let's get it and see if we like it, And
if you look at it now, if you get you can get it for about anywhere between $20 to $40. With some of these come with the manual but no box. Some of them are just the cartridge. That sounds about right. I think that's fair.
I think if you look at it objectively as a retro game on an N64 to add to your collection, I say $20, $30. That's fair.
Yeah, a lot of games go for that. So that's not too bad. The last thing I wanted to mention was another part of the whole like fun, quirky aspect of it was the headlines on the newspapers before you start each stage. Those are a lot of fun.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And I think other than like maybe the first one or something, are they randomized? I don't know if you guys like got more than just a few.
They're definitely random.
Are they random? Okay. Yeah.
I think it depends on, I think there's triggers for like specific ones. So like for
Okay.
example, in
Okay.
the art, I'm just using the RV one because I just remember that one vividly.
Yeah.
I threw a paper at the pretty girl walking around like right away, and then it said like whatever her name was, like Candace got attacked by the paperboy or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's like
That's pretty
it's like
funny.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're I think maybe the first one's the only one where it's like it says a new Paperboy or something, but then other than that, they seem to be randomized. Or like you said, like so that's a cool, fun idea. The picture might change or something too, I think. But what I found was some unused ones that the developers had that are locked in some code within the game. And some of them are amazing. I could see why some of them maybe they don't put in there, but I have a whole list of ones. I'll fire off a couple. Power-ups. They do the body good.
Yes.
That's a good one. I like
Yes,
that.
indeed.
There's a big spider on your shoulder. Don't eat yellow snow. Where is it? I can see you. And then the follow-up one to that is I'm still watching you.
That's terrifying.
Very fourth wall. Yeah.
Very fourth. Yeah, there's a lot of like, yeah. The list that I pulled these from was like had like 40 of them or something. It was huge. Another one says zombie singing sensation tops the charts. that should have been in there. I feel like that could have worked in some of those other stages, but study finds children are shorter than adults.
That's science.
Help, I'm trapped inside a video game.
Oh my gosh.
And then finally, the ones that I like the most are three of them. One is I am the Eggman. The next is I am the Walrus. And the third one is Cuckoo Cuckoo.
That's amazing. I love that one.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was it's three different ones, apparently, at least according to the code where where I found that it said that was that. So, yeah, like that's an example of the quirkiness and personality they put into the game. I think that's the reason to play it and sort of experience those extra stages. Like you said, Jake, you keep saying like it got better as you went on and everything. And I think that's right. Like, I think you just had more interesting, wacky things to do. And that's for me why I would play it. Overall, I don't know that I love the gameplay per se, but I like what is around it, I think. So, I don't know. Do you want sometimes I forget, sometimes I remember. Do we want to give it a score? Jiggy, what do you think, man?
6.5 if I had to rate it on 1 to 10. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's okay leaning toward good. That's how I describe it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. It's kind
Yeah.
of like, yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I'm going to go for like a 5 because I think I like the game. I didn't like the gameplay as much as you guys did, but all the stuff that we talked about still makes the personality of it. I think it's hard to pull that off, especially in older games because of limitations of what they had at the time. But if you can pull off some personality and some originality in your game, then even more reason to sort of check it out. So I think that's where it's going to get most of the points. And I'd put it sort of right in the middle. So just so for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to rate it, I would say a 6.
Yeah.
I think this is a game where if I rented it, I'd be happy. I'd be fine with that. But I think if I paid for it, because the Nintendo cartridges were notoriously expensive, if I paid full price for this, might have been a little bit peeved. But a rental, totally doable. And as a retro game today to play on emulation, yeah, no brainer. I'd absolutely give this one a go.
Yes, that's true. That's a good way to play it. It's totally fair. That's how I did it, and it played well. It played totally well. It's not like an overly complex game to emulate, I would say. So I think that helps. 64 emulation is notoriously sort of hit and miss depending on how you play it. So on the EverDrive that Jiggy and I have, it played perfectly, and with the 64 controller, it was good. So check it out if you want. You could spend a few hours playing a lot worse things, I think. So that's just Paperboy, not Paperboy 64. But we can call it Paperboy 64. Screw it. Whatever. Paperboy 64.
Do we want to take bets at whether this is going to come to NSO before Donkey Kong 64? Because at this point, I've lost all faith.
You know what? I would say yes.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Did he? Yeah. Oh my God! Like, come on. Those two games especially would kill it. I would say I would take that bet and say yes, but I don't know what the deal is going on with Midway. I know that Midway is a very complicated situation. As I don't know much about it, I just know it's a weird thing. So I'm gonna say no. I know it's a joke, but also you're kind of serious. So
there's a whole package of games from Midway on the N64. Some good, some not. Like they're the guys who did War Gods, which is pretty god awful.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try.
There's
bad.
Okay, yeah, it's a game.
What do you do
there's so
next
many
week, Jake?
from them.
What do you do next week?
War Gods. Is it a War God week? Sure, I'll play that.
It's a War Gods week when you say it's a War Gods week. How about that?
It's funny. I'm just thinking there's probably an executive out there somewhere at Midway who's like, no, we can't give this to Nintendo NSO. We're going to make a compilation of Midway hits for the N64, and we're going to charge $70 for it. And it'll be War Gods, Paperboy, and Robotron. It's probably the key items. That's what I think is probably happening. But I mean, I'm almost surprised it's not an NSO. But I mean, with the way Nintendo drip feeds those games, I don't know. Maybe it's a Switch 2 thing.
You need a Switch 2 to run Paperboy 64.
Paperboy. If we get Paperboy remastered before we get Banjo 3, I swear to crap.
Gosh.
Oh man, the problem is they're gonna
Paperboy remastered before Silk Song.
Or Banjo remastered.
Before Silk Song. Yeah, oh my God.
Not 3.
They're gonna the problem is they're gonna remaster it and just use like the AI remastering, and then it's gonna look even worse. Gonna look even worse. This is one of those ones that they would, if they do that with Tomb Raider, they're gonna do it with Paperboy. Come on, like Tomb Raider deserves better than that, and so does Paperboy, honestly. But if they would do it with a title like this,
I don't think I know this story. What is this Tomb Raider story?
the Tomb Raider remakes, I think it's 1 to 3.
They're like 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
something like that. That came out. I want to say like a month ago, 2 months ago, as we're sitting, something like that.
Yeah,
They used AI to redo a lot of the sort of background models
assets,
and extra assets and things like that. And some of them are just so stupid that they obviously didn't check the work. They just said plug and play and that's it. And it's like,
and ship it.
Yeah. And just ship it. There's like these, sort of one I saw a couple days ago was like, there's like these, blocks on the wall from early PS1 days that are just blocks, but she's in a cavern or she's in some sort of cave or ancient place, and they replaced it with a giant phone, like as if it's like a touchstone phone. So it says 1, 2, 3, all, and then it has like these random buttons beside the numbers too, as if that's what a phone looks like. It doesn't, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, so fucking lazy and so shitty. It's just, it's brutal.
You plug in an AI algorithm and be like, make it Tomb Raider, and everything just turns out like this.
Just like block chests everywhere. Yeah, that's
just block chests. Yeah. Uniboobs. Yeah.
Uniboobs.
Like remaster is such a dirty word now. Like,
yeah,
and it shouldn't have to be, because you can have remasters that are pretty good, right? Like I think that Spyro remaster was amazing.
Ooh, I want to play that.
Reignited trilogy.
I want to play that. So, yeah, I hear that's great.
Yeah. But so many are just like half-assed remasters or remasters that don't need to be remastered, right? Like
Days Gone.
Days Gone. Yeah, Days Gone.
I can't believe that was announced. I was like, are you kidding me? I was upset when they remastered Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
And Last of Us 2. They did both. But Last of Us 1 really irked me because they already had a remastered version. And now they're like, oh, we're remaking it with number 2's engine. I'm like, okay.
It still looks great before. You don't need to remaster what looks, but it holds up. You don't need to do anything to it.
Like,
it's
you're
crazy.
souring it. Like, you could, focus on a new game and then wait 15 years when the technology is actually advanced enough, and then make a proper trilogy.
Yeah.
Just like Spyro did and Crash did. I think those are the best examples of a proper remaster. Sure. Like, those are great. And I need it to happen for Banjo. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, are the Resident Evil ones considered remakes or remasters?
Remakes.
They're remakes.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Because those are all, to me, whether you like the game, the actual games or not, the way that they play, what they did, those are incredible. But yeah, I guess they're more remakes because it's like ground up kind of thing. But those games are like They're great.
I heard
They're great.
properly remaking 1 now, which got me excited.
Yes, that would be
the
fun.
remake of 2 is like the most incredible Resident Evil experience I think I've had. I really loved it.
I was so frustrated.
Really?
By
I
that game.
haven't never played them.
Yeah, I loved play the remake of Resident Evil 2. It was amazing. Resident Evil 3 was okay. Resident Evil 4 is
4.
also amazing.
Four
but
is the one to play. 4 is the one to play
2 is my
because
favorite.
it was tank controls on an action game, and now it's not. So that I think makes the biggest difference. Whereas 2, I can kind of understand why, like, oh, you do tank controls, it's more scary. 4 is an action game, whereas 2 is a little bit in between, right? So it's definitely improved. I don't want to get too far into like the Resident Evil thing, but I don't like the Mr. X part of Resident Evil 2. I think it's it ruins the
that's
game.
what I love.
I hate it. I hate it.
Stalking. I love the stalking.
I like the idea of it. I just think he's around too much. I think he's there too often. And yeah, I like X. I like that he's around. That
Too
became
much,
the game
yeah.
as opposed to exploring and trying to do the rest of the game. That's the problem.
I had such a good time. Not that I'm going to dive into this too much, but I had such a good time with Resident Evil 2 Remake because my wife was out of town. Okay? And that's not why, but she was out of town.
That's okay. That's why.
And it was like I kept the house dark. It was just me sitting here on my computer playing Resident Evil 2, and I at the time I didn't have my dog, so I didn't have her yet, but I had just my cat.
Yeah.
So I just had my cat sitting here on my lap, and we played like the whole game that whole week. It was just every night was a Resident Evil 2 night, and it was awesome. And I want to do it again.
Well, maybe when they do 1. That'd be good.
Yes,
with 1.
1. I'm
because
gonna do
1
it.
is all about the mood, right? 1 is that's what that's always been about, right? So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure they'll nail that. I just, it would be it's going to be cool to see because I think that's the one that, other than 4, I still think the first one is what everybody thinks of when they say Resident Evil, but that's just my perception. I don't know if that's actually true, but so Paperboy, Jake, thanks.
Paperboy.
So how about that? How about that Paperboy? Yeah,
How about that
Segway.
Paperboy?
Ooh, that's another vehicle you could use, a Segway.
Actually, that'd be, kinda
that'd be
awesome.
very 90s, yeah.
That'd be
90s
so
or is
sick.
that 2000s?
Probably. I'm trying to think. I saw Segway when I went. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to. I've seen them in the wild. First time I remember seeing one, I was a teenager. So. Yeah, probably early 2000. Yeah. Jake, press B to cancel. What's the dealio as 2025 kicks off?
Yes.
I know I was on an episode not too long ago. As of this recording, like we're usually a week or two away from when we record this and when it releases. But what's been happening so far, or could be on tap for 2025 as you guys kick
don't
off
ask
the
me
year?
to plan ahead. We are really
That's
bad
fine.
at planning episodes ahead of time, especially
Same.
with lately when we're all sick.
Yeah. seriously.
Press me to cancel. We're also a podcast. Shocker. We're a video game podcast, just like Remember 64. And also we are a retro game podcast. Retro games, like what games? Retro games, like last week we talked about Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Yeah.
Retro released in 2024. That was our topic last week.
So much has
retro.
happened in the last 2 months that last year does kind of feel like a long time ago.
So long ago. Time is flying. It's crazy. But no, it's me and 2 to 5 other co-hosts talking about whatever games we have on tap that week. And we have a good time. We also do it on YouTube, press B to cancel, or you can find our audio episodes everywhere from Amazon to Spotify to, I don't know. I use Pocket Cast personally, but we're all over the place. PressBToCancel.com as well for all of our links. And it's been great to come on this week and talk about Paperboy.
Yeah.
Like I said before, this is a game that I dismissed in my podcast and bashed it a little bit, but when I came back to replay it again, I actually have second thoughts. It's kind of good to go back and look at a game that's like, maybe I was wrong just this once.
Yeah, a little refresh
Paperboy,
and somewhat recently
game
too,
of
right?
second thoughts.
Jiggy hammering away over there, buddy. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I need to say, he has the coolest background. Like I like my background. I see stuff I
Thank
need
you.
to pick up, but he's got a Pac-Man arcade cabinet and he's got Paperboy playing like on the background. I just really, I'm mesmerized every time. I should be looking at him when he's speaking, but I just kind of like glance behind him. I'm like, watching
see
the video in the
illusions.
background. Yeah, it's nice.
I think,
I
Jake,
feel
that's the
you.
goal, right? Just like, no, don't look at me. It's fine. Just look at what's behind
Just
me.
look at the machine. Yeah,
That's the whole
no
point.
worries. No, it's an arcade one-up machine I got a couple years ago for Christmas, and my wife was almost upset when she realized I wanted it only to take it apart and mod the damn thing. Everything there is brand new controls, different screen. I have the Mister in there,
Nice.
and she's like, "You did I buy it for you just because it has Pac-Man on the front?" Yes, you did. The fun was taking
just
it
for
apart.
the panel up top.
Yes, it was
think
worth it
that's
just for
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to do.
I've
That's
considered
awesome.
that. It's a lot of work. I've considered it. That's cool.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It's a lot of
Yeah, I'd
Jake, your
consider it.
your background's cool. Come on.
I gotta put more stuff up there. More stuff to come. I gotta get rid of this curtain. I gotta fix up these wires, but I'm just too lazy. I'm just too lazy because I'm doing so much stuff on my channel,
Yeah, man.
like Crash Bandicoot this weekend. Focusing on that a little bit. I kind of moved into some PlayStation territory, so I'm just going through some classic PlayStation titles right now. Probably I'll stop after Crash and do something else again, but then I'll go back. I want to do Croc at some point too, because I think Croc would be cool
Ooh.
with the new game out. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it might
yeah.
be fun.
I've
Also,
heard good
like
things about Croc.
what's that?
What was that?
I've heard a lot of good things about Croc. One of my co-hosts raves about Croc and says that's one of the best 3D platformers in his mind compared to it's up there with Mario and Donkey Kong.
Ooh, I got to revisit it then. I should do that. Haven't played that in ages.
Wait for the remaster. I'll make a
Yeah,
video on the
which
old
is
one
soon.
and then wait for the remaster and then let's talk about it.
Yeah. And that's actually that's this year, I think, right?
It's
course.
soon, I think.
yeah.
Hopefully they don't AI remaster Croc because then he just shows up as a leather purse or something.
That would also still kind of make sense, I guess, in some weird way. Remember 64. Find it on all your podcasts. As Jake said, just pull up your podcast feed. We'll be there. Remember 64 show across the board, mostly hanging out just on Blue Sky at this point, but lots of ways you can contact us through email as well if you have any suggestions for episodes, for example, or you have any ideas that you want us to sort of cover things. Always happy to sort of chat about it. Also, you can find us on other shows as well, including Press B to Cancel, for example. That's you can find guest spots on there. And then also patreon.com/remember64 show. You can get every single episode at least a few days early, sometimes a week, sometimes even more, depending on when I'm able to get my ass in gear and not feel sick. And you can get pre-show chats as well and help us decide what we're going to review next. I also have a poll up there at the moment that is helping me decide what retro game I'm going to review in a short video that is not N64 related, beyond other consoles and other handhelds and stuff. So everyone can access those. Just check it out, Remember 64 Show on Patreon. And that's about it, everybody. Check out some Paperboy. Check out some 64. We will
Grab a like.
subscribe. Oh my
Like
God,
this
Jiggy,
podcast.
please, always stop me before I wrap up because I always forget that.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. I was gonna say, now Dave, what did we forget?
What did we forget? To like and subscribe. YouTube is the subscribe thing. Like and tell your friends. Rate the podcast. All of that fun stuff. Those are all the fun. Everybody's asking for it. We are too. So there it is.
We're stars. Give us all the stars.
All the stars. All the thumbs up. All the tell your friends. All those things. I'm sick. I'm tired. Thank you, everybody. Jake, hope you feel better too, buddy. Jiggy,
You too, man.
I'm fine.
Hopefully it doesn't grab you. Honestly, hopefully it doesn't get to you. I just stay inside. Stay inside, kids. Stay inside. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye.